The I stands for invest time. Invest time. You know, it's my time. You see, it's my time paying off. Is it profitable to the students? You know, or to the teams? Are they learning? And then finally, the P in equip stands for provide resources and experiences. Provide resources and experiences. So ask yourself, am I providing resources and experiences to help those that I'm leading? Okay? All right, no charge for that. All right, the A is for attitude. Your attitude really does, it's very important, but it really does determine your altitude. Your altitude. Anybody in here know anything about flying a plane, piloting a plane? You do? About flying a plane, how to fly a plane? A little plane, a big little plane. So there's a thing in a plane called the altitude. And it looks like there's a name for it. It's like it looks kind of like a compass. I forget what they call it. But that has to be leveled in order for the plane not to crash. Okay? And it's the attitude, that little instrument, that determines if the plane can lift high or not. Okay? So the attitude really does determine your altitude. I'm sorry about my throat, you guys. It's so dry. I should have brought some water. So in this book, I want to mention, did you notice the stop and assess? There's little things for stop and assess. Consider this. That'll take you a little bit deeper into whatever we're talking about there. So I want to encourage you to go, when you go home tonight, look through all that. Because I'm going to ask you tomorrow, was there anything in the stop and assess that really kind of drew it home for you? Okay, made it a little more clear. So just go through. You're not going to be tested on it, but go and do the stop and assess, and I'll give you a little more information on the topics that we're learning. Okay? Okay? Yes. Okay, so my attitude determines what page are we on? Okay, I'm on 10, see? Y'all help me keep up with me. So my attitude determines, one, how I see myself. How I see myself. And it really is true, this statement. Yeah. I cannot go any higher than my self-image. I cannot go any higher than my self-image. Your attitude also, is everybody, you all know that? Yeah. Page 10? Yeah, we skipped over some of that stop and assess stuff. Okay, so my attitude determines how I see myself, and I cannot go any higher than my self-image. So if I don't feel good about myself, and that's not always our fault. It might be how we were raised, or somebody telling us that we are no good. Yay! Give them a hand. Everybody bring their own water? Yes.
Yeah.
You're smarter than me.
That's Jackie.
Okay. How are we doing on time?
You go to 10:10 unless you want to give them a break.
Okay, what time is it?
It's 9:35. You want to give them a 5-minute break, they can go to the bathroom.
Okay. Y'all want to wait? You want to break or you want to keep going? Keep going, okay. All right. Good. All right, so my attitude determines how I see myself. My attitude determines how I see others. How I see others. If we look down on others, okay, or if we don't believe in our people, can you feel that?
Yeah.
When your leader doesn't believe in you? And many times the leader will believe in the people before they believe in themselves. Like I see a room full of leaders. And you may not think you're a leader. But I know you are a leader.
Amen.
And I believe that you are going to learn to be an even better leader.
Amen.
And then that just swells up inside of us, doesn't it? Makes us feel good. And I'm not saying that to make you feel good. I'm saying it because I really mean it. It's true. My attitude also determines how I see my business or your ministry. Okay, pastors, it can be your ministry. Worship leaders, it can be your ministry. But John uses business. I cannot go any higher than my dream for my career. If you've got a small dream, or you don't have a dream, then you're not going to need a team. Okay? But you can't go any higher than your dream. So dream big. God's given it to you.
Amen.
Dream big. And then surround yourself. Well, pray about it, of course. You know, it's got to be led from the Lord. But the fourth thing is my failures. My attitude determines how I see my failures. I cannot go any higher than my willingness to get back up. John wrote a great book while I was working with him called Failing Forward. Anybody ever read it? Yeah. Brother Billy has. Thank you. I ain't going to have to pay you. You're just going to do it. Failing Forward. And Failing Forward, we actually did it as a thank you. We actually did it as a team. We took a chapter a week and we read it kind of as a staff. Well, we read it before and we talked about it at our staff meetings. And I got to tell you, this was because I had failed miserably. I realized that when I started working with John and learning about leadership. This gave me hope because I felt bad about myself. When I was sitting in there 8 hours a day listening to him, I'm like, oh man, I messed up. I had done, and I was embarrassed, you know, for things I'd done and not done, etc. But John wrote this book called Failing Forward. And what he says in that book is that we all fail. Anybody fail? Anybody besides me fail? Anybody fail this week? Today? Yeah. You may fail the techno. I read it. But we all fail. So what John teaches in this book is that we're all going to fail. When we fail, then get up. When we're on the floor, get up. And as John says, pick something up. Learn something from it. Okay? Learn something from our failures. But the thesis of that book is the major difference between achieving people and average people. The major difference between achieving people and average people is their perception of and their response to failure. Their response to failure. I've known people that have failed at something and it so paralyzes them that they just can't do anything else. Anybody know somebody like that? Where maybe they failed at a business or they failed, in ministry or something like that, and then they just aren't able to pull themselves up out of that. Well, true leaders know the difference. Achieving people know the difference, that we are gonna fail, but when we do, then let's get up and learn from it and move on, okay? Life does knock us down, but it's our attitude and how we think about it that makes all the difference for leaders. So, now might be a good time to take a little break. Can we take our tea break earlier, or do we want to keep going?
Keep going.
Keep going. All right. How much time do I have? Before
30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes, all right. I need to go get through all this, all right. So what is the leader? What's the L stand for? E is for? A is for? Attitude. What do you think the D is for?
Discipline.
No. Can we go back to page, it's 11 on my book, but it's a paradoxical commandment of leadership. We're talking about attitude. Can we go back to that? What page is it? Page 11. I just want to read this because I think this is so important. And if you could hang this on your wall in your office or wherever, this is so important to remember this. And it's called the paradoxical commandments of leadership. 1, people are illogical, unreasonable, and self-centered. If you do good, people will accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Do it anyway. If you are successful, you win false friends and true enemies. The good you do today will be forgotten tomorrow. Honesty and frankness make you vulnerable. Be honest and frank anyway. Be honest and frank anyway. Awesome. The biggest men or women with the biggest ideas can be shot down by the smallest men or women with the smallest minds. Think big anyway. Think big anyway. People favor underdogs, but follow only top dogs. Fight for those underdogs, that's right. Number 8, what you spend years building may be destroyed overnight. We saw that with COVID, didn't we? Yes. And so many people are rebuilding, but they've learned how to do it better and more efficiently over the internet. You can have meetings and over the internet. You don't have to go somewhere, travel somewhere. Number 9, people really need help, but may attack you if you do help them. Help them. Give the world the best you have, and you'll get kicked in the teeth. Only a winning attitude helps a leader succeed. Amen. That's why attitude is so important. All right, now we move to dream. Huh? What?
Only a winning attitude helps.
Oh, it helps the leader to succeed. Or, if he failed, to get back on top. Okay? Good deal. All right. Dreamer. Leaders are dreamers, and leaders have a vision. Okay? You, as a leader, have to have a vision. And there are 4 vision levels of people. Okay? The 4 vision levels. The first one, what page are we on? Page 13?
Yeah.
Page 13. So, there are 4 vision levels of people. The first one see it. Some people are just never going to see it. And we call those people wanderers. They wander through life. They wander forever. They're just wanderers. Well, love them, but they're not leaders, okay? They're just wanderers. The second level of vision for people is that some people see it, but never pursue it on their own. And these people we call followers. We call these people followers. Now, it's okay to have followers. In my business, where we did all that growth, etc., we had followers, okay? And because maybe they were just interested in the product, or some people just want to have fun, you know? There's a personality type, thank you. There's a personality type like that, where they just want to have fun. So, but they're not leaders, they're not willing to sacrifice to grow, to go up. The third level is that some people see it and they pursue it. They see it, they see where they want to go, and they pursue it on their own. They're achievers. They are, honestly, this was me. I was an eagle. I saw it, I wanted it, I was going for it. With or without you, get on the train or get off my track. But guess what? I didn't do very much. I did a little for myself, but I didn't do anything. I didn't make a major impact. I didn't want to make as leaders. So those are achievers. Okay? But the good news is I went from an eagle to number 4. And this is where we all want to strive to be. Okay? Some people see it, they pursue it, and they help others see it. And this is what a leader is. Okay? So if you got people on your team that are eagles, love them. You're not going to be able necessarily to clip their wings, but love them, because an achiever may be like me. Okay? And you can help them as a leader to grow into being a leader. Okay? So, those are the vision levels of people. How many of you know Charles Stanley? You know who he is? He's a world-renowned preacher, but he has a son named Andy Stanley. Anybody ever heard of Andy Stanley? No? Well, he is a great leader, has a mega church in Atlanta, and he wrote this book on visioneering, and it's one of the finest books on vision. So if you want to learn more about about a vision, how to cast it, etc., this would be a great resource for you. It's right there in your book. It's called Visioneering. Okay, Visioneering. Okay? But Andy Stanley says that there are 4 things that vision weaves in our daily life. The first thing, y'all on page 14, right? The first thing is passion. Passion. There is no such thing as an emotionless vision. If you heard somebody say, well, I have a dream, and it's to expand my ministry. Is that exciting? No. Is there any passion in that? No, it's almost like they don't believe it themselves, right? So a vision has to have passion. It's got to have emotion. The second thing is motivation. Motivation. A vision is a picture of the future that motivates you to pursue it. Okay? You've got your dream, vision, your ministry that you want to have, and you're passionate about it. So when I was learning about leadership and got our teams together and told them, first I apologized if I had done terrible leader. So I apologized. I told them I'm sorry. Yes, I probably cried a few tears. They did too, which told me I was connecting. But I apologized, and then I told them, I said, look, I realized since I've worked with John Maxwell that I've been a terrible leader. I've made all kinds of mistakes. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what a leader was, etc. But I'm learning. I haven't learned it all. I'm learning. And if you guys will give me a chance and you will commit to growing, personal growth and leadership, we're going to turn this thing around and we're going to go to the top. And so I said, who's with me? And just about not every hand, but just about every hand went up in that room. And I told them that, I said, so what would you like for us to accomplish as a team as we grow? And they said that they wanted to be the #1 team. Okay? And so I said, what does that look like? And they're like, I don't know, well, we look where we are right now, and our volume just increases every year. Okay, every month. We actually did what we call a scoreboard. We tracked it every month on what our volume was and how we were doing. And then then I said, what it looks like is everybody, you guys are going to be promoted to what was called the presidential director, diamond presidential, crown presidential. Your checks are going to be an average of $5,000 a month. Did you tell me, Sheila?